listen. Remember, this is divinity. This is divine Jesus in a human body, okay? Now is my soul troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this purpose, I came into this hour. Why? To do something that you wouldn't have to do. To take something that you wouldn't have to take. To take the beating that you don't have to take. And so he said, what can I say? I was reading the story, there's lots of stories I like about this, but one of them that strikes me, being a dad, your dads and grandparents here and all that, there was a woman in the 3rd century named Perpetua, I think her name was. I think that's how you say it. And you know what she did wrong? She wanted to be a Christian and wanted to be baptized. That's it. So she joined about 5 others. She's the 6th one, something like that, 5 or 6 others. And all they did was meet to study about being baptized. That's it. But the Roman emperor needed to do something to show that he was on to this Christian stuff. So he's not going to go out and kill everybody or torture everybody. All he has to do is hurt somebody. And you begin, as you put this together, you'll begin to understand how the kingdom of darkness works. So anyway, let me tell you her story. So she was a young mother, had one child, she had a husband, had a child, and a dad. And so they bring her in and they arrest her and put her in jail with the others just for wanting to be baptized. She's in trouble. He comes into the prison and pleads with her. He says, please, all you got to do is just deny Jesus and you can live. Think of your son. Think of your family. She says, no, I'm not going to do it. A couple of days pass and she's in the courtroom. And he comes in again. This time he's holding her son. And he says, think of your son. Think of your husband. Think of your family. And finally he appeals on himself. He said, think of my gray hair. I'm old. I've been through this. I can't stand to watch this. She says, no, I will not. They finally beat him just to silence him. He was so emotional about it. And finally they turned to her and said, are you a Christian? There's only 4 or 5 of them. 6. Are you a Christian? She said, I am. With her baby right in the room. I am. So they took her and the others, little group, and they threw them into the arena. And the first thing they did is they just let out a big cow heifer with those big horns, a mean one, and they let it go. And of course it attacked it, got her one time and threw her up in the air, and she fell down to the ground. Of course the crowd is cheering, her dad's watching, and she's got a cut on her, and she fixes herself up and stands back up again. So they let out the jaguars to rip them to shreds. And the jaguars come and they rip them and growl, and still they lived. So finally, in frustration, the crowd saying, hey, we came here for a really good show. This one's rated PG. We want to move it on. So finally, they just brought out the soldiers with swords and hacked them and cut them and killed them. 4, 5, 6. That's all. You understand what I'm saying here? They didn't have to take every Christian they knew in town and kill him. They just had to hit somebody to appease the emperor, to take it away and say, we're winning, we're in charge, we're in charge. And once you begin to realize her story and the others, then you can begin to understand the anger afterwards. Well, afterwards, what did the emperor do afterwards? Nothing. He didn't go get another 5 or 6. His anger was appeased. Those wicked, evil spirits were satisfied that they're in charge and they call the shots. They didn't have to kill everybody. They just had to kill somebody. They don't have to persecute everybody. They just got to persecute somebody. They don't have to lie about everybody. They don't have to talk about everybody. They don't have to ruin everybody. They just have to ruin somebody to appease the spirits. That's how the kingdom of darkness works for thousands of years.